incredible today.
Drives filmed with Eclipse Dine-In Cinemas Bundoran. Now serving pizza, hot dogs, ice cream, and more to your seat. Find out more at.
It is that time of the week to join our man at the movies, Mr. Collie McFadden, with the very latest from Eclipse Cinemas in Bundoran. Love.
Yeah. What am I serving up for you this week? So we should explain there is a tennis movie out this week, and slight spoiler alert, a really good tennis movie out this week. So I did doll up, but that's before I saw what was the real star of the week. So we've so much to talk about this week, but I think we'd start with the tennis movie, will we?
We will, yeah. It's called Challengers.
Challengers, and this one's been in the pipeline for a long time. It was another movie like our favorite Dune Part 2, where that it was delayed because of the actors' strike, because they really wanted the actors to show up on the chat shows and stuff for this one. And like Dune Part 2, it also stars Zendaya, who I'm now coming around to the idea that might be the coolest woman in the world. And this is something I haven't seen in ages, Seamie, right? It's a really smart, intelligent love triangle story. It is sexy, but not particularly explicit or anything like that. It's just genuinely interesting. And what the story is, there's these three tennis prodigies, starting off Zendaya and the two lads who are doubles partners, best friends, but one of them is clearly the better tennis player, but they're best friends, but they're both going for the same girl. And then it shows them over their career of about 13, 14 years. One of the reasons I think it works, you actually believe these people are 17 when you see them at 17, that 25 and 30. Usually, Hollywood has a long history of people playing teenagers, and you go, clearly that man's 45, but you really believe them. You believe the passion, the awkwardness, all that sort of stuff, and how she's playing them off each other. I just was hooked from start to finish, and the music is brilliant in it, and it's a real sort of almost 80s Euro pop sort of soundtrack that should not work, and they keep on doing it. And not only did they make tennis sexy, they make watching tennis sexy, which I didn't think could be done. It is really good. Really, look, there's probably lots of shows like this on telly nowadays, but to see a movie like this, a mid-range budget movie up on the big screen with an interesting story that doesn't treat you like a baby's, you don't need to know anything going in beforehand. All you have to be is interested, good acting, and it looks fantastic. I thought it was really good. The two other actors, Josh O'Connor, who loads of people know from playing the young Prince Charles in The Crown, and a guy called Mike Feist, who I didn't really know. He's a more of a Broadway actor, but they're both really believable as tennis pros. And very often sport on TV or sport on the big screen doesn't work. This one really works. There'll be people, the way usually people only play tennis for the 2 weeks around Wimbledon. Yeah. They'll be out playing around this way. But let's face it, the hottest stuff is not on the court. I really like this. I'd really recommend it to anyone looking for a smart movie this weekend.
Okay, Challengers openings tomorrow, is it?
It opens tomorrow.
Right. Let's come close to home. We've got a home film. We have indeed.
Very close to home. Our own lovely Leitrim, just around the corner from me. And I always struggle saying the title of it. It's a John McGavran book, That They May Face the Rising Sun. Now, I wasn't that familiar with this. I watched the trailer once and I went, we have to get this for the cinema. And it opens tonight. But
The days were quiet.
They're still here. Never thought they'd last.
Through them ran the sense like an underground river.
And will you never have children?
Maybe there's enough people in the world, Patrick.
That there would come a time when these days would be looked back on as happiness. All that life could give of contentment and peace.
You're happy, lad. Is that what you're saying?
So what more can you ask for?
I'm moving on.
What will happen to the gallery?
We can only keep it in the family, as it were, if you come back and take over.
It still feels like we just live here day to day.
But isn't that the beauty of it?
You wouldn't leave me, Joe. You wouldn't forget me.
You know, the rain comes down, the sun shines.
grass grows. Children grow old and die. That's the holy all of it.
I have to say, it does look fantastic, and I don't know what summer they filmed it in. There's an awful lot of sunshine in this film.
If I didn't know better, I'd say it's CGI, but I don't know if they don't have the budget for that. You know, Leitrim is gorgeous, and a lot of it is done on the road between us from sort of Bundoran up to Manor Hamilton, and like anyone who's driven that road will know how gorgeous it is. But they've just got the perfect light, and really, I was thinking, what is this movie about? And it's hard to say because it's about life. It's about life,
Yes.
and you see the seasons of the year and the seasons of life as people come and go, live and die. And it's based around, there's a couple called Joe and Kate who obviously lived in London and had quite a sophisticated life and have come back to his home village, to the farm. And they're obviously doing okay. They're artists. One's a writer, one's a painter. But, you know, they also work in the farm to kind of keep going. And a load of locals, particularly lonely older men, keep on calling in. We kind of learn the history of the town through their eyes. And even though it's a very different movie and it's not in Irish, it will remind a lot of people of An Colleen Kuhn because it's set around the same time, late 70s, early 80s. And it has the same sort of gentle pace. It's not a slow movie by any means, but when somebody's doing something, when they're putting the hay out for the sheep, they really show it. And there's a poignancy and an emotion in the way the camera moves. And the camera is telling you everything. They don't use words when they don't have to. They show you with the camera. As you can tell, by the way I'm gushing, I absolutely love this movie. I assumed I'd be on this week going on about Challenger so much because it's so great. And the next movie I'm going to talk about, it makes me angry, but that's another story. But I really was blown away by this, and I was hooked in by it, and I was going, how am I so fascinated by somebody teaching somebody to do basket weaving, but they're also telling a story and you realize you're learning so much about the town. It is just about life. It made me think of my childhood going to visit up in the Rosses. I think people will absolutely adore this movie. And it's not just for the old, it's for everyone. It's just wonderful. It's an Irish classic. I said that when Colleen Kuhn, and I feel I was right about it. This isn't going to be a stalwart of Irish film literature for a long time. It's absolutely brilliant. It opens today. People should go and see it. I think it'll be a slow burner, but I imagine we'll be talking about this in 3 months. I'll go, it's still playing. It's going to be one of those. Brilliant, brilliant. Leitrim's never looked better. Go and see it. Support our own.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that opens this evening, right? Ordinary Angels. Right?
Okay, this is the one that might annoy me. I'm not going to like
this is a true story-ish.
Yeah, look, it's a lovely story. And this is where I need you to calm me down because it's gonna, I'm pretty sure this is a good movie. I haven't watched it yet. It doesn't unlock till tomorrow, but all the reviews are pretty solid. And people will be surprised to know that the sort of gentle lead, the man, so it's about a man, his family, his wife gets very ill, and then all of a sudden his daughter gets ill. And it's played by the actor who plays Reacher on TV, who's a big, massive action hero, but he can act, and apparently he's very good in this. And life is going really badly. And Hilary Swank comes along, and the review I read at her most Dolly Parton. So you know exactly it is. Southern lass, I ain't going to take no for an answer. She's going to help and fundraise for them all. And that's all great. And it probably is a lovely movie. But even watching the trailer, I got annoyed, Jamie. I was going, nobody is mentioning that. Why does it cost $600,000 to look after a child in healthcare? That this is wrong. And I know everyone in this movie would have voted Republican to vote against healthcare. It doesn't say. This is appalling that, like, our own system, let's face it, listen to Niall at 9 a.m. We've plenty of problems with our own healthcare system, but at least we don't charge people with sick children hundreds of thousands of dollars, or they don't get the treatment. It makes me so annoyed. But I believe the film.
Okay, calm down.
I believe the film's pretty good. And it would be sweet because people are good, Jamie. I genuinely believe that. 99% of people are good, but still, you shouldn't have to pay for health.
That's it, yeah. But can't take away from the film. We'll know more next week. We'll know more on that next week. Right, we've got an Indian film coming quickly. Yeah,
Pavi Caretaker. They're always very popular, especially around the Sligo area. And this
looks incredibly funny.
Yeah, it does look funny. It's good knockabout comedy because some of the others are a bit more serious with good funny comedy, and that's on in the Saturday and Sunday afternoon, and they're always very popular slots. And what I liked, I said it last week, more and more of the people who don't have an Indian background are kind of coming to see it because they want to see something different.
Okay. Now, Mr. Monday, you're bringing it back. We love this film. It's the Wicked
Wicked Little Letters, one of the most popular movies. And you remember when we came on to talk about it, we said, oh, it seems not to be that popular among the critics. I thought it was brilliant. It's been proved to be brilliant. Everyone who's seen it loved it. So funny. Olivia Colman swearing is just funny. It just is.
Brilliant. Yeah,
So
well,
we've
indeed.
a brilliant array of movies this week. It must be one of the best hauls we've had in a long time. 4 movies that I can absolutely say are great, and one I haven't seen yet, that the movie looks good, it's just American healthcare system is bad.
Yeah, I can't believe it. There's not one horror film in there this week. That is Collie on the movies. Till next Thursday. Enjoy the movies.
Bye.